When it comes to a what's in my bag video, the bag is really the star of the show. I mean, let's be real, it's the thing that's keeping everything together, safe and protected, and organized. So it's really no surprise that I'm super pumped about the bag that I've been carrying around with me, and that's the Manhattan by Andar. The Manhattan by Andar is this beautiful piece of leather craftsmanship, and in my opinion, it's the perfect bag. The bag is made out of 100% full grain leather, which is actually the best quality leather that you can get. And if you're not actually familiar, genuine leather is one of the worst leather qualities you can get, and you won't find any of that here. What I love about this backpack is it's not just good looking, it's also incredibly functional. It has 3 main zippered compartments with a total of 5 zippered pockets overall. And each of those pockets features a YKK zipper, which is basically the gold standard in the zipper world. The main pouch inside can fit up to a 16-inch laptop, and there's even a discreet back pouch to store your phone and wallet if you want to feel even more secure when traveling. In my case, I use that back pouch to store my AirTags for my backpack just to keep a closer eye on it, since basically my entire life lives in here. If you do want to pick up something from Andar, make sure to use my code Brian15 for 15% off, or you can just use the link down in the description. In my case, the laptop sleeve holds my 14-inch M1 MacBook Pro. My general opinion on this Mac is it can literally do almost anything you could ever need. Now, I do consider myself a power user as I use mine every single day for editing videos, software development, UI design, and honestly, it powers through everything with ease. One of the best things is the battery life is just amazing compared to the Intel predecessors, and I actually prefer the 14-inch form factor over the larger 16 inches we've seen in the past. Another selling point for me to upgrade to the M1 ecosystem was that Apple brought back pretty much everything I was excited about the older Pro models. Mainly the SD card slot and the HDMI port. As someone who edits almost daily, Apple removing the SD card slot was a huge bummer for me. Having it back means I can quickly take a shot, transfer it to my Mac, and iterate quickly on that shot. Also, as a software developer, I'm constantly moving locations from the couch to a coffee shop, so being able to plug into an external monitor without needing a dock anymore is a huge upside for me. I actually love my M1 MacBook Pro so much I carry a second one with me. Kinda. This is the second M1 that I carry on me, and it's mainly for work purposes, and I actually specifically requested to be taken off the Intel ecosystem because the M1 battery life was just so good. Now, since I'm always on the go with this backpack, something I would recommend for everybody is to carry a tech pouch with them just for little random cables of things you might need while on the go. I use mine to store a bunch of things I might use throughout the day, like USB-C to lightning cables, my MagSafe battery pack, extra SD cards, and my SanDisk SSD. All of these are what I would call essentials for my backpack, and I pretty much always have some form of them on me at all times. The lightning cable is great when I need to charge my phone or run some code locally on my device, and of course, the MagSafe battery pack is fantastic for people like me who drain their iPhone batteries before noon. As for my SSD, I covered this pretty heavily in my everyday carry video, but if you haven't seen it, this is what I would call the pinnacle of SSDs. It's tiny, it's rugged, and it features USB-C connectivity, so there's no need for any weird adapters to use it directly with my M1 MacBook Pro. With over 1,000 megabytes read and write speeds, it's blazing fast while being lightweight and a low-profile addition to my backpack. Another newer addition for me in my backpack is my tumbler from Fellow. If you don't know, my fiance owns a coffee truck and works as a barista, so coffee is a pretty big part of our lives. On an average day, I'll have at least 2 lattes, and we have 3 commercial espresso machines at home, so it's definitely a main part of my day. What I've settled on is the Carter mug from Fellow. It's a stainless steel BPA-free mug with an inner ceramic coating, and the double wall insulated inside also keeps drinks hot or cold for as long as you could need. The mug also features this snap-in splash guard, which allows you to drink on the go without tons of splashing. One of the coolest features, in my opinion, is that the cup fits in a cup holder. Just little things. My AirPods Pros 2 are another absolute essential for me to have in my bag at all times. I basically live out of coffee shops when I'm not home, so having a set of AirPods that are really good at noise canceling but also have great battery life is just an absolute must. Now, y'all also know how big of a fan I am of high quality leather goods, and my mom even hooked me up with a Shinola leather case for my AirPods Pros 2, and it just looks fantastic. I pretty much use these everywhere that I go. Between the gym, coffee shops, and general listening, I probably put in 4 to 5 hours a day on these, and I did complain about weird battery issues in my last video, but weirdly enough, they've kind of resolved themselves, so I have nothing to complain about at the current moment. The last thing I've been trying to bring around more, paired with my A7S II or my A7 III, is my Sigma 18 to 35mm lens. This lens has been my go-to for the last 3 years, and surprisingly enough, it's not even a full-frame lens. It's definitely hindering the quality that I can put out, but with the price of lenses these days, it's kind of painful to go upgrade to a different one. What I really like about this lens is the versatility because of the variable focal length. I can shoot really detailed shots, or I can shoot talking head shots just like this one, all in the same lens. It was also one of the first lenses I could afford back in college, so it just kind of means a lot to me in a weird way. The last thing that I really try to carry with me, and I've been mentioning this in a lot of the videos, is a more analog way to take notes. I've been finding myself really enjoying the actual physical act of writing things down versus typing them. I feel like it helps me formulate thoughts a little bit faster and almost a little bit cleaner than if I had to type them down. There's just something about writing my thoughts down on a physical notebook that helps me formulate the thoughts a little bit cleaner. I know this probably isn't for everybody, but there's just something about being able to write down and scratch wherever I want to without having to worry about clean lines or formulating how a page looks. Depending on the day, I switch between a variety of different notebooks that I have. Some of them have dot pattern grid lines, some of them have normal lines, some of them are blank entirely. It's just whatever I'm really feeling that day, and I try not to get too caught up on what each notebook is for, just so I can keep them a little bit more messy to help me write down whatever I want at any time. I think that having a clean and organized backpack with enough essentials to be productive throughout the day is really important, but also making sure that you're not bringing a ton of weird cluttered things with you is also a really important detail. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the backpack and our sent out. I think this is a beautiful piece of craftsmanship. I've been using it every single day since I got it, and I could not recommend it more.